Hello everybody and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, so as promised, towards the end of this video we are going to be showing off every single one of our builds, although some have not changed, but some have changed quite a bit. And we're also going to be seeing what these new receptions are all about. So, transparent mode, there was a bit of pre-dialogue upon clicking this for the first time. Unfortunately, wasn't recording, and so I don't have it. But there is a bit of dialogue when you first click this icon for the first time. Unfortunately, not going to be able to show it, because I didn't realize that it was going to be there. So, my bad, but let us begin by viewing the first film. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little gander here. I'm gonna guess that it was her showing up and talking about reels and stuff. Next reel. Let me see. Puppets.
Ah, that one is inspired by the film genre K-Corp loves so much. It's a rather unconventional piece. The actors are strange creatures from the outskirts that I captured one day, being of flesh and thread.
Ugh, that description.
Are these monsters you speak of like puppets manipulated by strings? Sort of. But in reality, they aren't controlled by strings at all. Their bodies are tattered, yet they possess a semblance of human intelligence. Outskirts creatures are truly fascinating. It seems we'll have a chance to uncover the fate of the freed puppets.
To be honest, I can still vividly remember that lunatic proudly boasting about their creation.
You know about these outskirts creatures?
Well, we had a run-in with what you're describing a long time ago. Those puppets were once passengers of a warp train, transformed by the star of the city known as the Puppeteer. After we arrived here, they were supposed to awaken throughout the city, free from the Puppeteer's control.
I see, so that's how it is. Then they must be thrilled! Not only are they like this, but I even made a film for them! Enough chatter, let's start the reel!
This is the city. The city is filled with these emaciated, tattered puppets. No one knows where they came from, nor their purpose. Although these puppets have human-like intelligence, their appearances bear no resemblance to humans anymore. What does it feel like to be a monster with a heart? Lacking combat skills, these creatures only meet death at the hands of the fixers in the city. One cut after another, their already broken limbs are torn from their torsos. The red strings binding their limbs to their torsos snap, leaving them as useless scrap. Reduced to the lowest rung of the food chain, even below rats, the puppets refuse to simply accept their slaughter. At that moment, a burly puppet came up with a brilliant idea. They would tangle the strings that once controlled them together, connecting their minds and becoming stronger. By tightening those strings, stitching you and me together, perhaps a powerful puppet would emerge. Their efforts were worthwhile. To protect the weak puppets, the absolute justice of the puppets appeared. The Puppet Hero! The ally of justice, Puppet Hero. Absolute power, overwhelming strength. The Puppet Hero embodies justice, and justice embodies the Puppet Hero. Those who oppress, bully, and disdain the puppets will face the puppet hero's punishment. The puppet who once died tragically under the Fixers' blades will become the puppet hero's strength. The puppet's arrow is the scarlet thread. The puppet's axe is the severed bone axe. The puppet's cloak shields the weak. The puppet's resolve is a will of steel. The puppet hero never forgets the despairing cries and the anguished screams of the puppets. He appears in the city because the countless weak puppets need him. The puppet hero will uphold puppet justice and save this decayed city.
Ha! It's about time. It should appear now.
I have no idea what nonsense I just watched. Nor why I have to fight this bizarre thing.
So this is the kind of film residents of K-Corp's... So this is the kind of film residents of K-Corp's Nest enjoy. Indeed! They absolutely love superhero stories like this!
Your superhero is a bit too biased.
Why? Human superheroes protect humans. Shouldn't puppet superheroes protect puppets? For humans, correct values favor humans. For puppets, correct values favor puppets.
Still, isn't this movie made for humans to watch?
Who said I have to show it to others? These are the crystallizations of my artistic brilliance, not to be carelessly displayed. Ha, here it comes. Good luck, Roland.
Ooh, buddy. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of stats. Okay, so
Puppet hero!
has 1,200 health and 600 stagger resist. Also, are you ready for this? Just in case you're only listening. Endured, ineffective, and shimmering. It doesn't get much better than that, lads. Freaking. Ah! Is it too late to back out? Can I just say that we never started this? Alright, here we go. Puppet Heart. From the second scene onwards, give puppet resonance to 2 random puppets every 1 scene. Hero's Decision. At the start of each scene, if there is no any ally, gain 3 paralysis and 1 hero's unyielding. Summon 4 puppets next scene and enhance them according to the stack of heroes unyielding. The Great Cloak. When taking damage, which is not less than 0, if self is not staggered, gain 3 protection and stagger protection. For every stack of heroes unyielding on self, reduce 1 stack and gain protection and stagger protection by this effect. Heroic Sacrifice. At the end of each scene, if heroes unyielding is 3 or more, use a powerful battle page. Next scene. Puppet Skeleton. We know what that does. And Powerful Influence. Significantly increased all allies' max HP, max stagger resist, and max light. Oh my lord. Puppet Slash. Mass Individual. Combat start. All characters with puppet resonance take 80% reduced damage and stagger damage this scene. After using this page, spend all heroes unyielding and become staggered. Are you ready for these mass individual rolls? 10 to 15, 15 to 25, 25 to 40. Uh-huh. Right, so I don't think, okay. Break free. Combat start. Blunt dice of all characters with puppet resonance gain power by 1 at this scene. On clash win, inflict 2 bind. Next scene, and on hit, deal 3 stagger damage to the target. Hero's Order. Combat start. If target has puppet resonance, deal 50% more damage and stagger damage this scene. And if target has puppet resonance, deal no damage and stagger damage. What? Oh. Oh. Wait a minute. This is a gimmick fight. Hang on. Before we've... Okay, wait. This is suddenly making a lot of sense. Okay, hang on. I get it. So he's gonna hit us. If we have puppet resonance, he deals no damage or stagger damage, but we deal 50% more damage and stagger damage, which puppet slash means that if we have puppet resonance, we take 80% reduced damage and stagger damage from his mass individual. So even if it rolls a 40, it'll only deal 20% of that. Oh, and I'm gonna imagine if we kill the puppets, we get puppet resonance. Heavy devastation. Start of clash. If target has puppet resonance, all dice on this page are reduced. Wait. Okay, you get -8 power if we have puppet resonance. Otherwise, it is a roll of 15 to 26. Rampage Crush. On Clash Lose, remaining dice on this page deal -50% damage and stagger damage. Hero Slash. On hit, inflict 1 feeble next scene. On hit, inflict 2 paralysis and bind next scene. Red Line Dismemberment. On hit, inflict 3 bleed next scene up to twice. And although it is an empowered version. Now, the puppets. They have normal stuff. Okie dokie. Okay, this is gonna suck, but here we go. Turn 1 is not gonna be good. Censored from Gregory Dallas. Unfortunately, not working out even remotely. Will of the Prescript does work somewhat, and Opening Ceremony also works decently well. Unfortunately, Mr. Gas Mask Dave is gonna take quite a bit of damage, but we go for the Instinct Release for a bit of healing. Oof. Unfortunately, our counter dice not quite strong enough. Gregory Dallas about to be staggered. Turn 1. She win. So that we get a little bit of value. Brace up so we get some discard value tentatively to get through all those counter dice. And a new scene befalls us. Okay, so originally I was gonna go for the Giga Phillip build, but I don't know if that's even gonna work. So... you know what? I'm gonna try it anyway. We're gonna attempt to go Giga Phillip, even though we can't get everyone. Puppet Resonance. When be killed or staggered, transfer Puppet Resonance to attacker. Aha! I knew it. I am so smart. But he's also gonna do friendly fire damage to buff them up. I see. Okie dokie then. Well, looks like we got a fight on our hands, boys. This is still going to be very, very difficult, though, I feel. Let's see, we could go for Fervent Emotions. It's not going to gain any power yet. But honestly, I don't think that we really have a choice. Then I'm going to go for Shockwave because, honestly, it's the only thing that's really going to win any of our clashes. We're going to attempt to stop you and deal a crap ton of burn. I'm also going to go for Dwindling Twilight because we are, we have enough burn for it to get use. Fiery Waltz should work out for us because you're only dealing more damage. You are not getting more dice power. Mr. Gas Mask Dave, I am so curious if you can get some shenanigans going. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Oof. Fiery Waltz, unfortunately, not working out for us. We do get quite a bit of burn on Puppet Hero, though. Ow. Ugh. Big numbers being done, though. Burning Flash tries to go down, unfortunately is immediately countered. Slashing Flame also getting immediately countered, but our counter dice does work out. Trash Disposal coming down, and it doesn't matter. Well, the attempt was there. Fervent Emotions rolls not even high enough to break through that shove. That's impressive. Lean Bloody Wings. Okay, he deals a tiny bit of friendly fire damage. Huh. Oh boy. And I'm pretty sure he's at 3 stacks of his heroes thing, although he doesn't seem to have any indication of that. Oh, and we only have the 1 turn to get that passive, really. Oh boy, this is gonna be something. Oh yeah, this is gonna be something, isn't it? Let's get opening ceremony up and going on as many people as possible. I am also going to go for sweep them all and hope for the best. Let me see. So we'll take a tiny bit of damage, but we should be fine. You know what? Let's go for it here. Here we go. Counter dice working out nicely from Mr. Dave. Remove whip. Oh, we almost get a stagger. We do end up getting the stagger with Kelana regardless. Clash of Blades value. Okay, Shockwave also getting a little bit of value. Opening ceremony, just so we're able to use it. You're dealing half damage because we won the initial clash. Mr. Dave getting a damage proc and getting 15 damage, although we don't reset. Unfortunately, Malkuth immediately getting staggered, which is not good. Opening ceremony is going to help out Dave for the next 3 turns. I'm going to reroll. Reroll again. Reroll again. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Cello. We are attempting to get Giga Flip going, but it honestly looks like we're not even going to have enough time to do that. If we can get some staggers up and going, then we are going to be in business. Unfortunately, it really is not looking that way. Also, this passive is not working. Or have we literally not done any fire yet, even though we should have been? Well, let's get a stagger. And then we'll also go for brace up, because why not? Haha, funny. Malicious Erasure should get a kill there, but honestly, I'm just going to get you completely out of the way. Then I'm going to go for Frost. We could go for another trash disposal right here. I'm going to do it because it's all but guaranteed. We're going to sweep the back streets, and then we're going to recapture the area. One of these is going to work. Clash of Blades is ready to be used again, so let's try to get some counter. Then I'm also going to go for Violent Flame, just so you're dealing less damage overall. Let's go. Okay, good damage so far. Rampage Strike, Gregory Adalis. Okay, I think Heat is working. It's just not telling us the stacks that it's at, because we did get to use it twice. Unfortunately, Clash of Blades not really working out in our favor. Trash Disposal coming down from Mr. Dave. And we only get the 1. Ouch. Malkuth is, unfortunately, dead to burn. But also just dead anyway. Oof. Recapture the area also does not work out. Sweep the back streets to try and get a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, still not working out in our favor. We do apply a little bit of burn. But it's not the best turn in the world. Is there a tier 2 everybody passive thingy? I don't think there is. So what I'm going to do... Actually, Agonizing Cowardice would really not be good. Precarious Mind on Kyle. Then, let's go for Inconsolable Grief. Now, which one of you has Nuovo Fabric? Because I know at least one of you does. Or, did the 2 people who did have it either die or I changed their builds? Okay, great, amazing. Clearly wasn't thinking too far ahead with that one. Malicious Erasure, let's go ahead and get some value. Clash of Blades is stacked up and ready to go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change my mind on that slightly. We're going to go for Fervent Emotions. Then we're going to go for Clash of Blades right here. Let's stop a little bit of damage. Mr. Dave, you are going to go for Lean Bloody Wings and hope for the best, my friend. You're also going to roll Persistence. And then we're also just going to go for maximum possible damage. I'm going to go for Burning Slash just so we can try to win a clash. Can't go for Rampage's Strike just yet, but I can go for Censored. Here we go. By the way, I just want to point out he has 9 protection, so not only is he endured to everything, but we're definitely not doing damage. Lean Bloody Wings coming down. Only 2 of them land, though. Shockwave getting through that counter dice. That makes all of our other attacks much easier. We have done a whopping 1 damage. His buddies are almost dead. Fervent Emotions does reduce the amount of damage that he's going to do to us, so he only does 3. One of the enemies died to a burn. You know what? And then it's heard no more. And we'll do that on Dave. Let's see. Last Hope's Ascension could be good. Conflagrating Soul could also be good. I'm gonna do 4th Match Flame. Why not? Just you, buddy. Hero's Order and Break Free. Well, you don't have any friends, so that's not going to be as effective as you think it is. We're going to go for Rampage's Strike. I'm also going to go for Censored, just to get some damage. Brace Up to get even more value. Then, unfortunately, we can't go for Clash of Blades this turn, so I'm going to attempt to go for a Shockwave, and we'll just let her rip. Then, let's go for Instinct Release. Hope for the best. We'll go for Violent Flame just to trigger our passive. And then, Dave, do what you're gonna do. Okay, clashes are going well so far. We're still not dealing any damage, but I'll tell you what, that burn is getting stacked up. If nothing else, we're gonna kill him with burn. Oh. Multiple resets. Unfortunately, we don't get the damage proc, but we do apply some more burn. Heroes Unyielding. After enduring a one-sided attack not by an entire page, if self is not staggered, just attack them. Oh, okay. So basically, only Clash. Gotcha. Well, no, this is a mass... No, it's not. It's not a mass summonation, really. Okay, well. No shot that we're staggering you, so I'm just gonna go for Clash of Blades on Kyle and just say screw it. And let's see what happens. So, I believe you are going to resummon people after this turn. 4th Match Flame, dealing plenty of damage, and we only take half. We like that. Clash Blade's coming down. You're going to attack me. Okay, game lagged out just slightly there. So now, new puppets with acceleration. These are the nimble puppets. Alright, let's do some damage to his buddies. Inconsolable Grief! Nice. I love AoE damage. Ow, Gregory. Wait, now we can see our heat stacks. I wonder what changed. Plenty of damage coming down from Gregory Adalis, though. Unfortunately, Kelana not able to win those clashes. Sweep them all because we don't have control over what Dave does. Also, shouldn't that have been Trash Disposal? Because we used Trash Disposal the previous turn? Oh, we do get multiple resets, though. Lean, bloody wings coming down. Well, this isn't looking great, you know? Just to keep it completely real. It's not looking good. Fervent Emotions should work relatively well. Then I think we go for Fiery Waltz, and that will spread quite a bit of burn. Burning Flash, we get to use 2 of them. Rampage's Strikes will be used multiple times, so I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, then we go for Censored, and we go for Brace Up. Then, Mr. Kyle, you are going to go for Clash of Blades, which is almost completely stacked up to full. We're going to go for a Shockwave here, and go for a Shockwave here. Then, Dave, do what you're going to do, bud. Rampage Strike! Okay, we do win a couple of our clashes. You're only dealing half damage. Very good. By the way, the fact that we're inflicting burn at all is hard carrying us at the moment because we're not doing legit damage. Sweep them all! And we unfortunately missed the 50-50. Okay, Censored, getting us another stagger as well as 30 damage. Pretty good. Shockwave for a bit more burn. Brace Up so that we get some more draw. Okay, another Shockwave going down. 26 more damage. Trash Disposal! Ooh, and just about a kill for Mr. Gas Mask Dave. Okay, who is not max emotion level? Kyle, you. Clash that. You'll be fine. Actually, no, you won't. Clash of Blades, him, so that we get the passive. Mr. Gregory Adalis. I really want you to not take damage this turn. Go for double... Yeah, go for double Censored. You'll get the passive. Ideally, both of you should hit max emotion level, just in case you don't, though. Let's go for Violent Flames, and also go for another Violent Flames. Then, Dave, unfortunately, not really able to do a whole lot against them. Alright, roll it. I think we can become Giga Flip this next turn. Okay, passives are going down, break free, so Kalana does take a little bit of damage. All of our counter dice is not enough. And Gregory Adalis, unfortunately, goes down. Well. Wait, what? Oh, no way! When you kill one of... They keep their passives? So when one of our people gets killed, he takes control of them. And they keep their passives. Oof. Alright, Giga Flip. Let's see what you got. Last Hope's Ascension. Only rolling 1? That's not right. That should be significantly higher, but okay. Luckily, we have the power of Counter Dice on our side. Unfortunately, Restrain does not quite work against Mr. Gregory Adalis. We do reduce the power of Puppet Hero's dice, though, which does help us quite a bit. Oof. Counter Dice can't stop that one, and it can't stop... Help the hero when target using page to puppet hero. Well, let's go Wound of Sorrow. Then, can't really do much else. So I will go Distorted Illusion. Honestly, I think we... What's the play here? Distorted Illusion. Bygone Illusion. Bygone Illusion. I think we just have to try and slam down Gregory Adalis. Okay, Wound of Sorrow is going to hit them both, though. We do get a stagger, which means that that passive is now ours. So, Puppet Hero is going to be a little bit disempowered against us, which is very nice. Counter Dice, unfortunately, not working in our favor. And Gregory Adalis goes down. Okay, we are going to take a little bit of damage this scene. I wish we could have done some more enemy damage. But alas, what are you going to do? I'm going to completely ignore all the dice that he's doing. And we're just going to get some light back so that we can do a lot more next turn. Our counter dice does work quite nicely for us. Bygone Illusion, dealing a surprisingly good amount of damage, all things considered. That's all we got, so we are going to take some damage. Okay, now the much scarier puppets have entered the field. I'm going to go for Scorching Desperation. Honestly, I think that's all we've got. We kind of just don't have the light regen that we need, so roll them. Well, quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately for us, it seems as though we did not have the power after all. I forgot this happened. I forgot that we're literally a boss fight. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I forgot that. I forgot we did this. Huh. Well, I guess it's not as over as I thought it was, huh? Although, I'm not gonna say that it looks good, because that's far from true, but... let's see what the three babies can do. Okay, well, we're not off to a good start, I'll tell you that much. God damn, what are your rolls? Oof. Oh my god. Bro, okay, well, literally nothing I had planned worked out that scene because we got staggered in 2 hits. And that's the fight. Well, good news. We got Puppet Hero to like half health. If I have to go through every single floor to defeat this hero, then so be it. Then, let us see what can be done. Snake Slit coming down and getting ourselves a stagger. Probing attack. Ow. We do still take quite a bit of damage, unfortunately for us, but Collision gonna get us a little bit of value. Donkey's Bray for a little bit of debuffing in the next scene. Energy Matrix gives us 5 energy to work with. Core activation, that way we have some more charge on Yesod. Exploration R, taking out one of the puppets. Serum R doing literally 2 damage to the Puppet Hero because he just has so much protection, or should I say, it did. So let's see. We have 1 light that we can use for something, so I'm gonna go for Tail Whisk. And you already know the other ability we're using. Let's see, we have 8 charge, so technically we could go for Forked Bolt. I think that would be a relatively good choice. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's see. So we go Baba Boy. Then we go Baba Boy. Right? Big double damage, ideally, but we'll see. We're odd, so Astral Resonance should be working, so let's go ahead and try and get ourselves a counter. Then we're going to go for Core Activation just to do a little bit of damage. Concierto could work, but we only have 1 head currently performing. So we're going to go for Fear Control. It makes us take a little bit of stagger, but we really do not care. Can't do anything else, unfortunately. We can go for X-Rip. Yeah, let's try it. Then we go Expiration R to get rid of one of you. And then I'm gonna go for the World of Spirits. Here we go. Let's try and roll middle. Oh, I don't know if I landed it or not. I gotta be honest. Okay, Mao taking quite a bit of damage. Forked Bolt, that makes us do even more damage. I don't know why it forked that many times, but okay. That's definitely not how many times I pressed it. It looks like we did. Hit dead middle. Where did he just get 27 protection? Okay, I guess we're just not gonna do any damage then. No, Damage? Nah, we didn't need that. Astral Resonance, not dealing any damage because he is suddenly at 42 protection. Okay, I'm gonna need to reread his passives because what? Okay. First things first. Metallic ringing. Now, where did you get that? When taking damage, if self is not staggered, gain 3 What? Oh my god! What is that? Are you serious? So we're supposed to hit you once really hard and that's it? Issue with that, we went for the sword, or the one blade, and it just gave you like 30 protection immediately. Right, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I totally understand the mechanics of this fight. Oh, yes, sir, I do. Okie dokie, let's go for overclocking. Now, let's go for a regroup. Boom, everyone gets 1 light and draws 1 page. That should help us out a little bit. I'm gonna go for Energy Matrix. That way we can attempt... Nah, you know what? Information gathering. And then... Can't go for Forked Bolt. It won't do anything. Let's go for Information again. I'm gonna swap over to Serum W. This is not going to work. Could go for Serum W, but there's no guarantee that that'll work either. Although, we do have multiple... We're just going to try, and if it works for us, then we will be all the more glad. Let's see, I'm gonna go for Rooster, and then I'm gonna go for Unlock. And then, yep, that's it. Information gathering. Bonk. Yeah, passive mine. Exploration W. Serum W. He's at neutral, so this should deal a decent amount of damage. 14. All right. Oh, boy. Okay. We do get a stagger, so that is going to give us a little bit of threaded juice, or whatever it's called. And we only take a tiny, tiny bit of damage. Eternal Rest is never going to get any value. This is more power. Yeah. Let's go for Regret. Okay. We want that to land. That needs to land more than basically anything else. So, we do need to be worried about any counter dies. Let's go for Lean Bloody Wings. And just hope for the best, because, hey, it's what we do. That's all we can do at the moment. I'm going to go for Rooster's Crow and Unlock, because neither one of those went off. We could go World of Spirits and try and get rid of every single one of his counter dice. Honestly, thinking about it, I might just do that. Let's go Shockwave, get a little bit of burn. Tail Whisk, a little bit of bleed. I guess we're not doing that play after all. We're currently odd, so let's go Astral Resonance. That should be empowered enough to work. And Stargaze. Alright, here we go. Information gathering, getting a bit of value. We also do land all 3 strikes, which means he's actually getting quite close to being staggered if we can actually do enough to get through. Unfortunately, he does have enough protection and stagger protection to where it doesn't do anything, but we do get quite a few debuffs for next turn, which is going to make it a little bit easier. Astral Resonance is also going to work out in our favor. We only take 1 damage for it, a little bit more bleed next scene. Rooster's Crow is going to empower both of us, and it's also going to get another head performing, and we are also Blade unlocked. Let her rip. Oh, okay, that one is definitely not in the middle. We got, like, really close the other time. This time, it's not happening. There's no shot. Absolutely gigantic AoE damage coming down from Yesod, though. We also do get a fork, which is going to do quite a bit of damage. A little bit more charge for us next scene. We are also going to lose a little bit next scene, but meh, whatever. Okay, 1 puppet down. Z-Cut trying to do some damage. Unfortunately, he has a little bit too much protection for us to work with. Also, he got 4 protection. He didn't get 3, he got 4. World of Spirits, it's not max, but it still does quite a bit of good damage. We almost have him down to half health, which is just about where we finished the previous scene, fight. I'm gonna reroll. Honestly, I'm kind of feeling musical addiction. You know, I'm gonna do it. Musical addiction on Mao. Okay, we can technically go for Solemn Lament because I think the flat damage will go through the protection and stagger protection. Oh, we have such a play forming. Okay. Snake Slit and double Snake Slit. Okay, now, we do gotta think somewhat carefully here. Let's go ahead and get Serum, K going. Then, let's go Regret. As long as 1 lands, that's all that matters. Here we go! Let's hope it lands. Ooh, Solemn Lament going absolute first. However, every single one of the hits does go off. Snake Slit, winning those clashes. Regret! Oh, he is at 5 stagger. We've almost got him. He is staggered, which means next turn we get to do as much damage as we physically want. Because he isn't going to be getting protection every time we hit him. Unfortunately, this scene, it doesn't matter, but next scene is what it's all about. We are also very close to emotion level 5 on everyone, which is going to be quite nice. Okay, maximize damage. We have to this scene. Get 'em, boys. Oh, that's close. I don't know if that's one that landed, but boy, is it close. Big AoE damage being done. We do take out his Nimble Puppet, which honestly, I don't know if that's the play or not, but we are maximizing damage this scene. Whoo! Over 100 damage being done with Probing Attack. Good lord, we are absolutely mauling him. It almost looks like this is gonna be the final turn. Wow. Turns out, Yesod's floor is pretty good because of that percentage stagger damage. And the puppet hero's dream of protecting the weak puppets ultimately shattered. The threads extended to help others were instead exploited, and the epic of a generation of heroes comes to an end. Oh, what an amazing battle! I've never seen such perfect footage.
You wouldn't think that if you had to fight it yourself.
Such a spectacular battle scene is a rare sight in the city. It's so thrilling. Roland, you're not an ordinary person, are you?
Regardless of who I used to be, I'm now just an unremarkable nobody, starting a new life in the outskirts.
Oh, what a shame. I always feel like there's more cinematic material to uncover in you.
Now that people know your style, Nobody would want to be in your films anymore.
Oh, don't say such hurtful things. You haven't seen my other works yet, have you? Next reel, next reel.
I don't want to do the next reel.
Can I just say, I know it's only flavor text, but do you want to put the film into the projector? It's small detail, but it's so nice.
Next reel is titled Moon?
What kind of film is that supposed to be?
Oh, if it's Moon, then it's a disaster movie.
I'll put it back right now.
Oh, don't do that. You don't even know the details yet, right? Don't you have any curiosity in your heart?
The biggest taboo in life is acting on curiosity. That's true in the city as well as in the outskirts. Besides, I know very well that once I put it in the projector, whatever's inside will come out.
What's there to be afraid of? Even if it's a disaster movie, it usually provides a solution in the end, right? If a disaster movie only leaves you with despair, it's boring. Giving viewers a bit of hope, that's the real essence. Enormous monsters have weaknesses, like oxygen destroyers, and seemingly invincible foes can be kept from approaching humans ever again. Just like the longest night eventually meets the dawn, the finale is always full of hope. Just like you and I started a whole new life in the outskirts, and then ran into each other.
The library, once a star of the city, indeed has a hopeful future for its finale.
After going through the pianist incident, I never imagined I'd end up living like this.
By letting go of hatred and cutting off the cycle of suffering, we can finally gain relief and freedom.
Oh, I understand you want to remiss, but can we leave that for later?
Right. Let's watch this reel first.
Nighttime once again, a full moon. In an era before neon lights, moonlight was the only illumination people had at night. Back then, moonlight guided people's paths, serving as their pioneer in the night. But the world is ever changing. Torches, porcelain lamps, oil lamps, candles, diodes, incandescent bulbs, neon lights. Now that humans have countless ways to light up the night, few care about the former pioneer. Out of reverence for that ancient guide of the night, some people formed the Moon Worshippers. They lit a flame that absorbs the light, believing that artificial illumination is why the moon is no longer respected.
I can't see anything. Is there a working flashlight anywhere? Dang it! We hardly ever go on a mission and something crazy like this happens now.
The worst voice I could have thought of.
Boss, none of the flashlights are working properly.
Didn't you check your gear before heading out? Useless fools!
This is weird. They all worked fine before we left.
You know what that voice sounds like?
Mike Wazowski. Always watching.
That's what that sounds like. Oh, that's terrible. Hang on. Which one do we want A to be?
By relying on artificial lights, humans have lost the moon's favor.
You're behind this, aren't you? Yay!
It's no use. You're used to artificial lights and can't even use moonlight to see us.
Boss, none of the flashlights are working properly.
Did you check your gear before heading out? Useless fools!
I can't see anything at all, boss. Let's just go back the way we came.
Dang it! We're out of luck! Hurry up and move! Let's not mess with those lunatics!
Chile. Those who do not revere the...
Oh my god, what an unfitting voice. It's amazing. I can't stop giggling now. Very serious. We're super 200% in. Here we go.
Those who do not revere the moon shall die. You maniacs! If you had relied on moonlight alone, maybe it wouldn't end like this.
The city's downfall is self-inflicted. The moon shall punish its ungrateful place.
You know what? Ooh. We're going pure goofy. I'm just gonna do it.
Oh, you already know what voice it had to be. Keep the screaming nice and loud. Don't ruin our fun.
D.
The moment of descent is near, and your sacrifice will be worth it, you know. What the heck do you people want?
What's the city's blood stains the moon. The blood moon shall descend. This is a calamity brought upon the city for not respecting the moon. You must pay the price.
But these people, we can't reason with them at all.
Dang it! Dying at the hands of these lunatics!
The blood moon is coming.
Alright, Roland, get ready for fight.
Why do I have to fight the psychos from your script?
Angela, you enjoy watching this, right?
I have no objections.
Angela, why are you just watching?
Here they come, Roland. Keep an eye on their movements. It'll be easy to crush them. Of course, if it really is a blood moon.
I don't like you very much.
What do we got? Shimmering.
Why do I even bother?
Leader of the moon worshiper and a bunch of moon worshippers. Dude, I like their outfit though. No joke. I really like their outfit. I actually think it would fit Cozy perfectly. Sure, it's no blue star, but it would do. Shimmering, we know what that does. Also, endured to literally everything. Devout prayer. Combat start at start of the next 3 scenes. Ritual phase +1. Excuse me, I have the hiccups apparently. Arrogant glance. On hit, inflict 1 blood moon mark. And beyond wishes. Mass individual at the end of scene. If ritual not be done in last 2 scenes and this scene, complete the ritual and all allies gain 2 paralysis and bind. Next scene. If ritual completed by this effect, evil ritual won't be triggered. So I imagine evil ritual is the debuff. On hit, if the previous dice hit the target, inflict 1 blood moon mark. Now, as for the... Oh, here it is. Evil ritual. When completing ritual, add an evil moon curse to hand. Okay, we don't know what that page is yet. Also, they're all shimmering. Normal, normal, endured, normal, normal, endured. The conduct of the ritual. If leader of moon worshipper is alive, self HP cannot lower than 10. If HP is 10, cannot act. That's it. No, just cannot act. I thought there was more to that, but there's not. At the end of each scene, for every remaining counter dice, ritual phase +2. When completing ritual, all dice gain power by 1 permanently. And staggered when the blood moon come.
Oh, good. Is this a White Knight situation? Oh no. At least it's not Apocalypse Bird.
For every counter dice on this page, leader of the blood moon takes 10% reduced damage. Okay, so don't go for the leader because he's not going to take any damage. Gotcha. Strange Abyssal Flame. On one-sided, ritual phase +2. On hit, ritual phase +1. Internal Disintegration. On use, if ritual had completed at last seen, all dice on this page gain power by +3. On clash win, deal 3 damage. Ecstasy! Curse. Combat start if ritual phase not less than 10 or completed last seen, gain 3 stagger protection. On clash, lose ritual phase +1. On hit, if previous dice clashing lose, recover 15 stagger resist. Ugh. So don't clash that, gotcha. Moment of Descent. On clash win, ritual phase +3. On hit, inflict 1 feeble and 3 paralysis. Next scene. Well then, shall we try to stop their bloody ritual? We shall see. Okay, Impartiality, working out quite nicely for us, all things considered. Venomous Fangs, also working out quite nice. Mannequin, that is being used for free. Augury Kick, good stuff. We do take a tiny bit of damage, but that's fine. I don't believe that is the one-sided one. Restrain coming down, which will make you easier to clash with next turn. Ecstasy! We're just gonna ignore that. Okay, no counter dice remaining, which is what we want. There's 1 remaining, which is not good. Okay. The less counter dice remaining, the better. What the heck do we want? You know what? Where is it? Ah, glitter on Sheeta. So what's this? Ritual 5. And you have to complete ritual 3 times for the blood moon to approach. Right. Okie dokie. Well, guarding stance, because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it big time. AoE damage. That's what we're gonna need. AoE damage. For the moment, though, let's keep trying to prevent that blood moon. I don't think it's really gonna work, but as long as we're trying to prevent it, it'll slow it down. Okay, straight to the mark, working out. We are getting damage, but again, I really wish that we were getting more. Okay, block dice working very, very nicely. Multi-slash working exceptionally well, considering how much it rolls. Okay, we also win both of those. Very good. Ecstasy Curse. We are taking a teeny bit of damage. Absolutely Giga Roll from Hod. Tail Whisk getting a tiny bit of damage. Look of the Day is really, really good, and I know it is. But who would take it right now? You know what? Caius will take it. Okay. Ritual's up to 14, so it is about to complete for the first time, despite what we've been trying to do. Beyond Wishes. Beyond Wishes. Okay, I don't really think we're gonna be able to stop that. We will try. On hit if previous. Blood Moon Mark. I don't know what that means, unfortunately. Wish I did. Ugh. Dang. There's just so much to counter. It's a little bit awkward. Okay, we don't even need to attack the dude in the top left. So we're not. Okay. Yikes. Okay. Let's go for... Beyond. Whatever. Let's go for Iron Wall. Yeah, that should work out just fine. I don't think we're going to be able to stop this, so I'm just going to go for Unlock and hope for the best. Then we go Lift the Mountain, hope that we get a double win. I'm going to go for Laceration, and I'm also going to go for Lean Bloody Wings, because now seems like the only opportunity we're going to have to be able to do some big damage to the actual boss. He is going to take reduced damage, but you know what? So be it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Hang on. There it is. Okay, everyone but Hod stops the first, and everyone but Hod stops the second. So only Hod has Blood Moon Mark, so we're going to see what that means. Intimidate, that way we get a little bit more strength. Ordinaries, that way we get a double draw. Okay, Impartiality is going to buff us up for the next scene. Laceration to get a little bit more bleed. Straight to the mark. Working out quite nicely for us. Our counter dice also working out very, very well for us.
Be on! Lean Bloody Wings!
Unfortunately, all that reduced damage that he is taking is a little bit of a problem, but you know what? So be it. Any bit of damage is good damage. Alertness, speaking of, very good. I'm going to do that with Hod, and then we're going to go Today's Expression on Sheeta. Then, our next two abnormality pages, we have to go for AoE, or else I don't think we're going to have the juice. Let's go Combine Tactics. Oh, Single Use, Evil Moon Curse. When this page adding to hand, if there is... Wait, what? If there is a same page in hand, this effect changes to draw one page. Oh, I see. For every 1% stagger resist the target had lost, the lower our stagger, the more damage it does. Oh, good. Also, what is that Blood Moon Curse? The imprint of Blood Moon is emitting red light. That tells me nothing. So when the Blood Moon shows up, does that mean that everyone with the mark just dies? Because that's kind of the inflection that I'm getting. I don't like what's going on. You have a bunch of counter dice. Let's see, this is emotion level 3 and above, so discard all pages. Let's do it. Honestly, I'm just gonna try and do a little bit of damage to Mr. Bossman. Yeah, let's just roll it. Dark Side of the Moon could help us, and I actually think we're going to do it. Then we do Skin and Debone. Then I'm gonna go for a Tail Whisk. Okay. Let's see. He is going to take a lot of bleed damage, actually, which actually kind of works in our favor. Let's go for Today's Expression on him. Then I'm going to go Rebuild. We should be fine. Let's go for Angel's Light, because we are high enough health for it, and I'm pretty confident it's going to work. We can ignore that. We cannot ignore this, so let's go Lean Bloody Wings. Let's go Shockwave. And then Load Bullet. Okay, wait for Unhappy. There it is. Let's roll. Okay, Lean Bloody Wings working out pretty much perfectly for us. We also win the second one. Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. Okay, absolutely gigantic stagger damage. Okay, and we have a bunch of counter dice to work with on Sheeta. Very, very good. Everything is working as intended. Skin and Debone, almost getting us a stagger. Let's have some fun! Rolling the dice. Rebuild! Good thing we re-roll if it rolls a 3. Combined Tactics, working out beautifully for us. Path of Conviction, unfortunately, not working nearly as well. But he doesn't have any more counter dice, so we are going to try and get a little bit more damage. Mannequin coming down to debuff him next turn. Tail Whisk for a little bit more bleed. Oh boy. They only need to do Blood Moon one more time. So, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to stop it. At least, not yet. I'm going to go for Manifest Ego, because this seems like it's going to be our last chance to do so. I'm going to scroll down. Okay, let's go Veiling After Images. Let's see, we have 4. Okay, let's... Actually, no, that's a bad idea. Let's go Mannequin. Then let's go Veiling After Images. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get quite the value that I'm looking for, but that's okay. I'm gonna go for Beyond. Then I'm gonna go for Angel's Light. Let's see. Iron Wall should be okay. And then we could go for Tail Whisk to stop a teeny bit more damage, although we are using it against a counter die, so meh, what do I know? This is one-sided, so we're gonna... Oh, we don't have enough speed. Ugh. Okay, well, let's just see what we can do then. Could go Mince. I'm gonna go for Laceration. Let's see, that's all we got for the moment. We could go Shockwave, and we are... Let's go for Blood Bullet. Okay. We could... You know what? Let's just roll it all. Could go Today's Expression as well, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay. Let's go boom, 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 boom. And then re-roll Apostle. Alright, let's do it when we get Unhappy Face again. Wait for it. Any moment. You know it's gonna show up soon. Wait. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Wait. Aha! There it is. Apostle working out quite nicely for us. Also, none of us get the blood mark thingy. Shockwave dealing quite a bit of damage. Manifest our ego. We also get through 2 of his counter dice, so maybe we can actually get some damage. Hod is still the only one who has the Blood Moon mark, so let's hope that it's not instant death, or else Hod is done for. But that does mean that everyone else is going to be somewhat safe. Mannequin coming down to try and debuff next turn. Unfortunately, we get double cursed. Still don't know what the curse does, though, so I don't know how worried I really need to be. Okay, we do get a Stagger. Iron Wall. Good stuff. No curses. All of our counter dice getting very, very good use. We're also very close to getting multiple sets of Staggers. Pretty sure that the moon comes this turn. Let's go Shyness on Sheeta. And Letitia.
Terrible night for a curse. Your curse.
Okay, quite a bit of AoE damage.
Beyond wishes.
Unfortunately, none of us blocked the first one, but we do block the second. Path of Conviction, getting us a Stagger, which is going to help us in the next scene. We are just going to stack up as much bleed damage as physically possible. We do also get a second Stagger. More bleed. Laceration. It's bleed, but better. Okay, even more bleed. Let's have some fun.
Backstreet's determination. Unlock.
Okay, combined tactics. Here it comes. Mass individual.
Then he descended.
Well... This is a Christmas song? You bet it is. Increase max HP equal to sum of all previous allies' remained HP. For every 300 max HP increased by this effect, gain an additional speed die. When clashing and being attacked by one-sided attack, for every stack of Blood Moon Mark the target has, all dice We only have 2, so the only one he's getting empowered by is Hod. Not bad at all. Indescribable. At prepare phase, for every 15 seconds, all librarians who are not staggered gain 1 uneasy. Oh, you're doing that, are you? Okay, well, here we go then. Let's do Bishop. Roll it.
Blood tentacle.
I'm not giving you a single buff. I will just let everybody decide what they're gonna do. What the heck is uneasy anyway? I imagine it has something to do with stagger, but regardless, I trust my people, and I trust that they will make the correct choice. Okay, intimidate. We do get a little bit of strength. Next scene, impregnation. What? Really? Panic. How are we gonna deal over 1,600 damage, bro? And we can't stagger it? God, this is gonna be such a long fight. Wait, what? Why are we attacking each other? Oh, and you get summons. Oh, you get summons too. When being selected by irrigation, fully recover HP and gain 1 Blood Moon mark. Max? Huh? Wait, we all have Blood Moon. What? What the heck are these? Blood Moon Tentacle, deal no damage and no stagger damage. I don't know, bro. Frickin'... What the heck is uneasy? When stagger resist is lower than... How... whatever. Frickin'... do your thing. Baba boy. There we go. Crimson, you have no light, so... Oceans of Feet, we can use it, so let's use it. We can go for Rook. Hooray. Whoop-de-doo. Let's go for a free Tail Whisk. Let's come over here, do Mannequin, try and debuff him. Then we'll also go for an Unlock. Trying to move somewhat quickly here, so we're going to go for an Iron Wall. I'm also going to go for Beyond. That way we can get a little bit of draw. Let's go for Iron Wall again, and then we're also going to go for a Rebuild. Plenty of counter dice to work with. Let's go ahead and load a Blood Bullet. Then we're going to go for Lean Bloody Wings. The poor game is lagging like crazy. We're up to 4 stacks. Oceans of Feats. 40 damage. Unfortunately, our stagger damage does not matter. Oh boy. This fight is gonna take ages. I mean, all things considered, we are actually getting through his health bar pretty decently quickly. I wouldn't say fast, but, you know. Okay, we have so many counter dice that I am just the most unafraid person ever for Sheeta's health. Why are we attacking each other? I literally did not select anything on a friendly. That is just an effect that we have, I guess. Is that what Blood Moon Mark does? I don't even know. Oh, I see. They're there. Haha, that's why the altars are there. That way, if you hit the button, you have a chance to attack them, but they can't die. Oh. Is this fight supposed to be winnable? How are you supposed to get through that much health? Now, granted, I do know that he absorbs the health of his buddies from the previous scene, so let's say at best he gets 40 health. But, first of all, how are you supposed to get them that low health that fast? And second of all, what is his starting health? Because if he has 1,000 health, you know what I mean? Also, we just keep this uneasy forever, huh? When stagger resist is lower than 4, deal 4 stagger resist. I see. It just... Wow, that's sucks. That is real unfun. Well, let's see what everyone decides to do. Okay, we do get staggered. Oh, all of them deal AoE damage. Oh, very cool. Huh. Wait, why do we have so much uneasy? Was the mass attack giving more uneasy to us? Okay, seems a little unfair. Thought there was a bug on me, sorry, if you heard that slapping sound. Okay. Why are we going for each other? I don't understand what's causing that. Is that a passive that he has, or what? Gooey Waste. Let's do that on Crimson. Why not? She'll win some clashes. Black Swan. Yeah, that sounds good. Fortunately, we don't have any light. It doesn't say anything about why we're attacking each other. I don't know why that's happening. Alright, go for Black Swan. And that's literally all we can afford for AoE, so whatever.
Omen.
Wow, the stun lock potential is kind of insane, huh? Well, it looks like this fight is over. Right. Well, if nothing else, we can always fall back to mass attacks. So, unfortunately, Lily got a little bit too focus-fired, and with how quick the Moon Worshippers were, I wasn't really able to keep her alive. But, let's see how much damage we can dish out before the moon appears once again. If we can get them all to around 10 health, I imagine that should weaken the moon quite a bit. Also, Solsa is gonna basically be at full light and have a ton of strength. Plus, we have Fiction, which is gonna reduce the cost of all of our pages. $600. Never mind, 1,400. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the amount of health that they have, because most of them were low health. Increase max HP equal to the sum of all previous allies is remaining. So let me see. 500. Yikes. So unfortunately, it doesn't really seem to matter how much damage we do. Yeah, really unfortunate. Not the end of the world, I suppose, but still, I am going to take my time because even though we are going to get staggered basically permanently, at this point, I mean, you know, what else are we going to do? Okay, let's use double unbeatable. We're going to go courage. Over here, we're going to go for dame dame. Then we'll go for sickle thrust, just to try and make ourselves as powerful as possible. I'm going to go for facing yourself. Let's go for ye old stab. Let's go for horizontal cut. Let's go for horizontal cut once again. Then I'm going to go for Starry Night. Here we go. Okay, everyone blocks. Very, very good. Dish out as much damage as possible. Okay. Barely any damage being done, though. Quite a bit of paralysis for the next turn as well. Face yourself. 42 damage being done from Tiffereth. Horizontal cut, dealing a good 25 courage. We are now courageous, which means we're going to be applying some erosion with Kinsey. A rare thing indeed, but one that I'm quite glad about. Ow. Okay, I think I'm honestly just gonna let everyone do their thing. That figures. Kinsey goes almost exclusively. In fact, everyone is going exclusively for these stupid altars. Ugh. You know what? If we get stun locked, we get stun locked. Whatever. Let's go for gear wheel. That will get the triple value, provided that we actually survive. Then we go boom. Let's go double end of the line. We can't use AoE on Kinsey, right? Totally forgot about that. Let's totally ignore you. Let's get some strength. Let's do some erosion. More erosion. Okay, and then we'll go for unbeatable because we can. Let's go for everything that's free. We should be able to win right here. Let's go for a vertical slash. Now, let's all start stacking damage on that final one. Okay. I'm going to go for Frayed Sword just to try and get some percent health. Let's go Vanish into Shadows right here. Okay, then I'm going to go for Spirit Descent. I'm also going to go for Baka Baka and hope for the best. Okay, big damage being done from Kinsey. Any amount of erosion that we can apply is going to be huge. Also, that percent health damage, we only deal 6% because he got the extra health after his total health was set. Meaning that we're dealing a percent of his original health, not his current health. Original health, of course, being 6. Okay, Clown Show guaranteed loses. That's fine. Vertical Slash going down, dealing some good damage. More erosion being put. That erosion damage is quite possibly going to be the only reason that we kill him, because it's going to add up fast. Triple gear wheel loss means that we get the value out of it. Okay. Let's go for some AoE. Let's go for Gold Rush. Okay, and that's it. Honestly, everyone do your thing. Whatever you all decide to do is fine. I mainly just don't want to get staggered for the moment. Ominous overflow. Okay, counter dice working out nicely for us. He's dealing damage to his own guy. That's fine. End of the line. Okay, as expected, we are primarily going for these stupid little pillars. So I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that we're just going to auto-select the pillars every single time, basically. So I think we are just going to have to eat all of the stagger damage and just, you know, deal with it. The amount of erosion we're putting down is very, very nice, considering that is not the easiest thing to unlock on Kinsey. We are also about to hit emotion level 5. Amaterasu is a single emotion coin off, and we just got it. Okay, pillars are just about good to go. He is debuffed into absolute oblivion. Gear wheel getting a tiny bit of value. We also get some charge. Now the... Could go Solitude. Alternatively, could go for Void. And I think we're going to. Let's do Void. And Nihil! Oh, I'm sorry. Were you trying to win a clash? Oh, no, no, no! That is absolutely not how this is going to go. No, no, no. Okay, let's go for Fiction, because we can. Let's go for Gold Rush, because we can. And then everyone do your thing. Tiffereth. I want you to do Facing Yourself. That way you can just get some extra damage. This is the AoE attack, so let's go ahead and go for Arcana Break, which is absolute max power. Let's roll! Nihil! Okay, we do get the max value, so they're all Giga debuffed. Gold Rush. Extra strength for next turn. Some of the pillars are also at 1 health, so I think that they become staggered. I don't remember exactly what that passive is. Omen dealing a bit of damage. Ominous Overflow also dealing a bit of damage and getting some of us staggered, unfortunately. Such as Amaterasu. But I guess if anyone is to get staggered, he's probably the best, especially because he already got all of his effects down. Base yourself. 44 damage, I believe. Baka Baka getting some good value. Arcana Break! Dealing close to 100 damage with that. Ow. Okay. Luckily, he's rolling close to nothing, so the amount of damage that we're taking is all but obsolete. Okay. Get all of our stagger back. We like that. Okay. We're just going to focus fire now, because all of the altars are at 1 health. So, ideally, they're not going to be a problem. What is their passive, anyway? If HP is 1, lose 1 Blood Moon mark. Okay, right. Still don't know what that means, but whatever. Okay, AoE damage is coming down, but you know what? We are just going to deal as much damage as possible. Let's go for a Venom. We have 3 strength, and we're courageous. That should be fine. I'm going to go for Frayed Sword, hope for the best. Vanish into Shadows. Let's just keep stacking that damage. I'm going to go for Sickle Thrust to try and make sure that we win every single clash possible. Let's go for a Stab. Let's go for another Stab. Let's come over here and deal... Okay, all of them are taken, so we are just going to start dealing damage based on how many we have left, which that's it. Here we go. Christmas song. Courageous. Okay. Erosion is really helping us out. Almost at his original health. We've passed his original health. We are actually dealing damage now. All the damage previous was technically the Moon Worshippers. Now, we're actually starting to work at his health bar. Very nicely for us. Tifrith, the primary damage dealer for the moment. However, Kinsey is making this significantly easier. Solsa. Ignoring all of his attacks. Tiny bit of erosion going down. Okay, none of us have quite enough light, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Gold Rush. Amaterasu, unfortunately, is not able to go for much of anything at the moment, so I think we are just going to do some one-sided shenanigans, hope for the best. Let's go for more Counter Dice because we can. Then I'm going to go for Venom for more erosion, Venom for the same deal. Let's go for Arcana Break to stop some of his damage. We're not quite quick enough to stop all of it, so we're just going to do what we can. Do that. Stab right here. Solsa. Go for Dame Dame. Then we go for Recapture the Area, because it's all but guaranteed. Let's roll. Gold Rush. More strength for the next scene. And we only spent 1 light on Gold Rush, because we got most of it back. Okay. Erosion, still the primary damage dealer, other than Tipperith, who's dealing, like, in the 30s every attack. End of the line, getting some actual value. More Venom for more erosion. Arcana Break! Okay, good stuff. Dame Dame! Fortunately, we don't roll max, so we don't get the % health damage, but that's fine. Gear Wheel getting absolute max value. You love to see it. Even more erosion. We're up to 4 now. Counter Dice! Working down his health pretty good. Dame Dame. Winning a couple. And we are in the double digits. He is almost down.
All that remains, and all that ever was, is naught but a lie.
AoE time.
You are finished!
I'm gonna do a little bit of overkill.
Get him, boys.
Huge damage. More erosion. He's up to 5 erosion.
Fiction. Just as your life is. Return to dust.
Whew. Good lord, these receptions are no joke, man. Okay, these receptions are like Impuritas Civitas. There's no way. That, like, if you don't have Impuritas Civitas, then, I don't see how you win this fight, honestly. Summoned by those fantastic moon worshippers offering their lives, the unspeakable blood moon briefly illuminated this land. The cultists could not comprehend the god they worshipped. As everything approached self-destruction, that unreachable presence would surely be exiled from this city.
I almost threw up there.
So, how does it compare? Pretty nauseating, right?
Yeah, I haven't felt like this in a long time.
Such vile existence is reminiscent of the true nature of the Wings' singularities. It wasn't until I came to the outskirts that I was finally freed from that filth. Still, compared to the horrors of the city, that blood moon seemed rather mild.
If it managed to give you a singularity level shock, I'm thrilled! Unfortunately, it's ultimately just a product of human imagination, semicolon. Semicolon D, or whatever it is. Oh, if only I used a camera. No, just my own eyes would be enough. If I could record the existences in the sky directly with my eyes, I'm certain the work would be even more marvelous.
Your fervent passion for works and art reminds me of the Ring. Could you be from the Ring?
The ring is also one of the 5 fingers.
That's right. Basically, they're a group of fanatics pursuing extreme art, a bunch of lunatics, no less deranged than the index or the thumb. After watching that last reel, I could believe you if you called yourself a maestro of the Ring.
Regardless of who I used to be, I'm now just an unremarkable nobody, starting a new life in the outskirts. I'll give you those words back verbatim. Of course, I couldn't be a maestro of the Ring, as if I'd be some film school master, right? Or maybe not. If it were that bunch, they'd probably call themselves the photography school or something. Photography.
The Ring has way too many art factions. I don't even know how many exist. If there really was a film school, those reels must have been made by the faction's maestro.
To most people, any faction is just a bunch of killers using art as an excuse, right? As for who I was in the city, you can keep your own conclusion to yourself. And I have my own guess about your identity, too. Enough chatter. Next reel!
No.
That'll be in the next episode, because
It's time to show off builds.
Okay, so as usual, I don't think the builds are perfect, but, you know, we're gonna go through them regardless. Now, a lot of them have not changed, but some have had some pretty drastic changes. So here we go. I mainly have this page just so we're not able to use it on anyone else. Stigma Workshop, no, oh, excuse me. Nuovo Fabric, Lock Potential, and Easy Going. Breather. We also have these pages. Gelana with Jenny's page, all these pages. And for passives, we have the 12 Fixers, Raven Implants, and Half-Baked Courage. Pretty good in case people die. For Gregory Adalis, this is experimental. I know that he probably still wants the Gambler's deck, where it's just pure RNG, hope for the best, high roll, give it one more spin or nothing. But I thought as far as like an actual page that's like synergistic with the floor, this is the one. Vermilion Cross. And with passives, Overdrive, Fire Up, Bottom Deal, and Stacking the deck. We do have a little bit of discard synergy with 6 out of our 9 pages. So overall, I thought it was pretty good. Kyle, the dragon himself, has the Vermilion Sun. With those pages right over there, you can see what synergy we're going for. And we have Claws of the Phoenix and the Vermilion Dragon. Plenty of burn. Gasfest Dave! He's still a singleton sweeper deck with Treat page. As for passives, Quantum Leap, Dimensional Sanctions, and Stiletto. Now, honestly, I'm debating getting rid of Stiletto because he used to be a Pierce-only deck, and while we do have primarily Pierce, it does hurt the other pages. Sweep Them All doesn't count because we're usually only using that when we've used Trash Disposal, so it doesn't actually have these dice. It has these ones. But like for Shockwave, Recapture the Area, the second half of Sweep the Backstreets, it is a little bit of a debuff, but meh. For Yesod, he has Karas' page. Those pages over on the left. I'm probably going to stop saying that now. The Commander and Maximum Crash. We don't really want to be spending our charge unless we're at max, which is kind of why I thought it made sense to have the passives that synergize when you have a lot of charge. Not Aeon! With the Bremen's page, it's a singleton deck, because you know how much I love those. For passives, we have Survivor, which I don't think works, unfortunately, which I'm very sad about. Nay, Woof Woof, and Back, and Locked Potential. I'm so sad, because Survivor would have been amazing, especially with Fear Control. It makes us take 10 stagger damage, which is just about half of his stagger, but when he's staggered, he immediately recovers, so unfortunately, as good as Survivor seemed, it wasn't meant to be. Ingvar with Kenji's page because his sister's sword. He's still as sharp as ever. HP Ampule because he has so much health and starts with 75% less, and a bit of draw and slash. Overall, just pretty good. Mao is now using Philia's page, although I do think we need to rework her deck a little bit. In theory, it's very, very good. In practice, not so good. Just not enough charge generation. Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy, Charge Shield, Energy Discharge, and a fighter that never retreats. And Icebox, who has gotten a little bit of passive changes, but as far as his deck, it hasn't changed at all. Healthy for 15% more health. After all, he is a claw. Butterfly Ocarina, the Blue Rose, and the 12 Fixers with the Mental Checkup. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do you literally have 12 of the 12 Fixer passives? You bet I do. Probably. I don't actually know. I guess we'll find out. Hod is still using the complete Page Wong's page. Try saying that 5 times fast. Locked Potential, Easygoing Breather, Deep Wound, and Reindeer Treatment for a bit of a comeback. Sheeta has 3 different decks, being Slash, Pierce, Blunt, and also I forgot about Guard, despite that being the primary one that we use. And for passives, we have Logistic Support for a bit of healing on the floor, Adjust Stance for a bit of self-healing, and Justice, because honestly, it just seems perfect for what Sheeta does. Sarah is still using Barrel's page. And for passives, we have Instincts, Your Shield, and Keenness. It's all defensive dice power. Nothing but defensive dice power. I mean, look, even her passives are evade, block, block, evade. Like, that's all she does. For Crimson, the one, the only, she is still using Valeria's page. And then we have Ardor, because if we get to the late game, I want her as strong as possible. Offensive position, because it goes well with her other passives. Sadism, because, I mean, come on, it makes sense. But also, we are applying some Feeble, Fragile, and Bind, and Passion for that +1 power. And Caius, who has Rika's page, which is a primarily Pierce deck with a lot of strength and haste. We also have Holy Gunblade, because, hey, more bleed is never a bad thing. Overclock, because it's OP, and Razor Strike for even more bleed. Pretty good. For Netzak's floor, we have the K-Corp Excision Staff's page on Netzak himself. He's a big old tanky boy. Unfortunately, he doesn't do much else other than that. Kizuna, because we have so much healing that it's totally fine. HP Ampule, and Solidarity. Kura is using Lee Soul for basically a mass paralysis sort of deal. With Collision Voltage and the 12 Fixers with a side of Electric Shock. Facey Randy using Electro's page for basically an identical build to Kura, but with a slight difference. That being the passives. Unrelenting Eye of Death Iteration, because it's basically +1 power. And Nay, Woof Woof, Bark, Winnie, whatever. And Electric Shock. Sam is using Shrenny's page for Mass Decay Ampules. Rejuvenation, 15% more health and toughness. Now, I know we still have 2, but we don't have any room for it. And I would rather have the extra health. For Isabel, Eunice, whatever. Look, we already know that I'm bad at pronunciations, alright? Finishing Touch, because it's OP. Tactical Reload, because we do have some ranged. And Peace and Purity, which is a really odd, but really interesting one that gives us a bunch of protection. For Tifrith's floor, Tifrith has Tifrith's page with the 12 Fixers, the 11 Fixers, and Passion for that +1 power. Amaterasu has Irina's page, although truthfully, I don't know what page he, like, truly wants for the shenanigans we get up to with him. Like, because basically, we want to be kind of a mass discard deck where we can just spam Nihil! But it's far from perfect. For passives, we have Whispering, because I thought it made sense, Triple R Suit, Bionic Charge, Synchronized Hull, and Maximum Crash, because it makes it a bit easier to survive, considering he has to lose so many clashes. Kinsey is using the Magical Girl of Courage's page. With Rhino Procedures for a comeback mechanic, Reindeer Treatment for the same reason, Mental Checkup so we don't get staggered quite as often, and Skim Precept because it's always nice to have more pages, and Emergency Rations for more survival. Sosa has Mare S. Ephemeria is page. And we have Locked Potential, Breaking Pressure, Easygoing Breather, and Immediate Repairs. Can't go wrong with that. Wolpawa Lestaga. Lily has Persona's page. I like the Persona page, but I gotta be honest, I think we need a little bit more sustain on Tiffer's floor. I actually think that might be the one thing that is missing from this floor, which debatably we could put on Amaterasu and call it a. But we have Encourage, Remembrance, Passion, and Kizuna. Kinda like if everyone survives, we get empowered. If people start dying, we get stronger. Now, unfortunately, Lily is the only one that died, which kind of defeats the purpose of her build, but you know, it happens. Gibberah! Her passive has literally never changed since the base game when we got the Red Mist page. Mio's prowess, Puffy Broom, a fighter that never retreats, and Zen State, because it's just two passives grouped into one for the sake of simplicity. Roberta with Barim's page. Smoke Addiction, Internal Combustion Engine, and Masterful Smoker. All of our pages have to do with smoke, so may as well get empowered for it. Evo Knight has Dong Huan's page. Not only does it have a lot of very good effects, but we have Smoke Addiction, Masterful Smoker, Smoke Amplifier, and Puffy Broom. We then have Eileen, the Queen of Smoke herself, who has Internal Combustion Engine, Stimulating Fumes, Smoke Amplifier, and Sense Barrier Mask. Basically, +2 power for everything involving smoke, which is all she does. And finally, we have the Magical Girl of Fiction with, you guessed it, all for Hana, the 12 fixers, Puffy Broom, and Internal Combustion Engine. I really like the Magical Girl of Fiction's page, gotta be honest. Now, for the Unity floor, literally nothing has changed here, so I'm just gonna run through this one very, very quick. Cheese, who is now, Angela, has Mind Holler, Health Holler, Scab, and Hyper Absorb. Basically, high risk, high reward. Evan Co has Radiant Office Fixer number 3, male, and he has just, it's all Unity. This floor is all Unity, that's all it is. Mind Holler, Health Holler, Solidarity, and Kizuna. Grapes on Vine with slightly different Unity pages, but still pure Unity. Kizuna, Solidarity, and Fervor. Cozy with another Radiant Office Fixer, all Unity pages. Kizuna, Encourage for a bit of regen and offensive position. Just so we win a few more clashes. And Bang Bang with Mio's page. It's a pure smoke deck, but it has a little bit of Unity built in. Rabbit Augmentation for more haste, so that we do more damage. Internal Combustion Engine, because it makes getting smoke a little bit easier. And the 11 Fixers, because, you know, there's only so many 12 Fixers passives to give around. Now, on everyone's favorite floor, Bina is an Arbiter. With the Arbiter's Fragment, Rejuvenation, Healthy, because more health on her makes sense, she is a boss. Veteran Marksmanship, because she only has ranged, and Empowered First Shot, for more ranged value. Marcos Jr. with Geo Montague's page, because it's all about recovering health and being a team player. Encourage and love. Legit, that's all Marcos Jr. does. Win clashes, heal friends. Survived a late game, win the fight. Yukari, the Blood Fiend. With Reindeer Treatment, because we're always going to be low health. Rhino Procedure for much the same reason. Sunagari / Fatigue, because it allows us to start healing from the get-go. Unrelenting, just in case we make a mistake. Pretty good. Azazel Reynolds with the Ancient Rabbits page. It's all about stance dancing, and I thought that made sense considering he's basically a claw. Information processing, that way, again, He's a claw. It makes sense. Information monopoly, for much the same reason. Aesthetically, these make sense, but also, it makes it so that really tanky enemies are not quite as tanky. And electric shock, because you can never go wrong with a bit of paralysis.
Usually.
Sombor with Reinhardt's page. It's all about being cold and frozen to your enemies.
We also have a specified strategy given by Sombor. Ah, that's funny. Come on, that's a good one right there. Information renewal, evaluate information, and he has Tanya's page, although... Oh, wait, it's because we have Nuovo Fabric, but it doesn't actually say it. It's a really bizarre... I don't know why that happens. Now, for Hakma's floor, we have Angela, once again, with her special page, which unfortunately seems like it's only half power at the moment because we can't get its full effect that we used to. Who would have guessed updating your mod breaks some things? Ugh. But as for passives, network of thoughts and inorganic ego, because, I mean, that makes sense, and also it makes the whole White Knight shenanigans very easy. Hana for all, because we're spreading buffs all over. Mental checkup, so that we don't get staggered quite as quickly. And grit, for the same reason.
Kaden Ryder with an Ujat's page, because he's all about the protection of his friends in need.
Network of thoughts, you already know why. Solidarity, the boss's orders. Yeah, this floor is all about keeping each other alive and just speed running to do White Knight stuff. Which isn't quite as effective now, but still. Abby with a Pale Librarian. Sorry, I'm speedrunning a little too much. Hana for all, adjust stance, and Nuovo Fabric. Sure, we're endured to everything, but may as well take a little bit reduced damage on top of it.
Dietrich Floyd with Esther's page.
Because, hey, if you're gonna have a spear in White Knight's crew, you may as well deal plenty of damage. With Network of Thoughts, Solidarity, and the boss's orders. And finally, Annabelle with, tell me if you've heard this one before, an Ujat's page. By the way, can I just say, Triple Ujat is actually something that we pulled off base game, despite the fact that the game said that you're only allowed to have 2. I got 3 legit. I don't know if that's like a bug or what, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. And as for passives, Network of Thoughts, Boss's Orders, and Solidarity, once again. Now, the only floor with technically extra builds, we start with Mr. Rolando himself, the Black Silence. With technology from the past, which turns into 12 fixers. Hey, this time, it's baked in, it's not my fault. Raven implants, because taking less damage is good. Ballroom gown, because 20% chance for +1 power is better than none. And 3-fold tenacity, because I thought it just made sense with his build, truthfully. Sally has the Heavy Blade Rabbits page. And she also has Ballroom Gown, the Red Tanzaku, because miracles occasionally happen. I don't know what that means, but it sounds awesome, and it sounds very fitting, because, you know, main character plot armor. Constitution of Heaven and Earth, high-level acrobatics, and unrelenting. Because nobody likes dying. Angelica, which is basically just a Black Silence page, again. Manipulator of Odds, the 12 fixers, this time was on purpose, and offensive position. The Book Hunter, with all about hunting for books. Unrelenting Emotion Amplification Module, and Overclock. Overall, just a solid, good deck. And Dark Carmen, with the Page of the Black Claw. guess what? It's another Black Silence page. Serum K, Manifest Ego, Executioner Roland, and Mental Checkup with some Mind Hauler. Because nobody likes being staggered. And for the 2 secret decks, Ian! With Encourage, Evaluate Information, and Adjust Stance. And Vera, the Pure Slash Master. With Mind Hauler, Unrelenting, and Swordplay of the Homeland. Whew. And with that, I believe that's gonna do it for this episode of The Library of Ruina. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.